Hey guys, what's up? I'm Gina. Today I'm with my friend Jacob.
Hi.
We're gonna do a little drinking game. I'm sure you've heard of our homegirls, Kristen and Bethany at Girls Defined. This is Bethany and that's Kristen.
Okay.
I know they look the fucking same.
Right. I'm gonna mix
They're
up.
different people.
This is Kimberly and this is Karen. This is Sharon and that's Cheryl.
They have the video about how you should wait until marriage to have your first kiss.
You should.
You should wait until marriage to have eye contact with your husband.
Yeah. I'm not married yet and I've never kissed anybody. I've never even seen a woman before.
Jacob's blind.
Yeah. I've never even looked at a girl because of the temptations. What are they about? What is their thing? What is their gimmick? What's their get up?
Their whole thing is living a life in a God-honoring way. We're going to be watching a video, a Girls Defined video. Every time they say Christ, we take a sip. Bible, 1 sip. Lord, 2 sips. As Christian girls or women, we have to take 3 sips. God-honoring way, 1 shot. Marriage or married, 4 sips. And then God's design, we have to finish our drinks.
But anytime it's anything religious related, we drink wine, sips of wine, because that's the way they do it in church.
We don't have wine. Let's get started.
Let's not.
I'm ready to cringe so hard.
Hey guys, it's Kristen and Bethany here, and today we're excited because we're going to be doing a Q&A answering your questions that you submitted, specifically
Slow the fuck down. I already feel like they're just...
about birth control, singleness, and relationships. We actually pulled these questions through our Instagram account at Girl Defined. So if you're wondering where do we get these topics from, we're actually getting them from you. So we did a poll, and the most popular questions that came in this time around on our Instagram account had to do with questions surrounding birth control, relationships, and singleness. And so we picked probably the 6 most popular, and we're going to be digging in and answering those today.
I'm gonna start drinking before they even start saying the words.
I'm almost done.
Questions about natural family planning methods. A lot about Bethany. Bethany, do you plan on having
Now
kids
that you're
anytime
married.
soon? It's like, I've been married for 3.5 weeks, people. Any news about a Beal baby? I cannot tell you how many of you ask questions like that.
Oh, annoying. I don't know if I can do this.
Holy shit.
We're like a minute in.
Oh my god. And I don't mean holy shit with any pun intended, but holy shit.
We are so proud of you for taking the risk and just really asking this. And since I just got married recently, I've obviously been thinking a lot about these topics because you really have to decide, hopefully before you get married, like what you're going to do, what your plan is, what you're thinking, what a biblical perspective is, what is God calling us to do. So Dave and I did a lot of research and really had a lot of discussions, talked to a lot of wise people who are already married.
Do you think they talk to the wise men?
Fuck yeah, I bet they do. Yeah, I bet they consulted each one of them.
I wanted to share with you some resources that for me were personally the most helpful in thinking through these topics.
This one next to her, she's just like...
Fucking pigeon.
Yeah.
Because this is not a topic, anything to do with birth control, family planning, any of that, that we can just say, here's the answer, here's what it is. No, this is something that you personally need to study and dig in depth into these topics.
They've been talking for 2 minutes and 14 seconds and they haven't really answered any of these questions. They're basically deferring to the links below.
Let's get to it, girls.
Yeah,
come on. Time's a wasting.
I want to know what to do about birth control.
Or when Zach and I have been married for 7 years. And the crazy thing is that our journey for family planning, whatever, you know, it was so different than we were expecting.
Totally.
We thought we were just going to get pregnant right away. We were open to having kids, and now here
I
we are.
thought you were too.
7 years later, and still no children. And y'all can watch my video I did recently with Zach talking about our infertility journey.
That's
but I
really
think the
good.
bottom line is that in all of this, like anything, whether marriage or family, it's having a humble heart that comes before the Lord and says, God, this is your design.
No way did they actually say God's design. I was banking on the fact that they wouldn't say God's design.
Bottoms up.
There's no way.
I don't want you to die of alcohol poisoning because
I
of
don't.
Bethany and Kristen.
You created family. You created children. Children are a blessing. How can we have a humble heart as we come before this topic and really think about this biblically? Not what do I want? What do I think is best? But really coming before the Lord and
2 sips.
saying, God, what do you teach?
Yeah.
Where's your heart for children? Where should my heart be in regards to these topics?
I'm sorry, I just want to point out, regards is not a word. With S, it's not a word. I see people do that all the time. In regards to, that's not Take the S off.
It's your little grammar lesson for today,
Yeah,
peeps.
any Christian would know that.
Society's perspective, but really, God, what do you have to say? And so I love those resources that you recommended. A great podcast series, some great articles that really help us think and kind of frame this
Oh my God.
Answer the question.
from a worldview that is coming from a biblical perspective. And that's the key in all of this, is what does God say? What kind of heart does he want us to have? And how can we get back to his word and his desires for these things?
The first question, did I miss the answer somewhere? Or did they just talk about that that's an okay question to ask?
You're so great for asking these questions. I'm never going to answer them, but you're so great.
Another popular question that came in had to do with a boyfriend. And one of you asked, can you actively look for a boyfriend while waiting/trusting that God has it? What's the balance? And I know this is so hard because we are doers, we're goers. We often just want to get what we want to get when we want to get it.
We want a plan.
We want the plan. And so it can be so hard to be like, okay, have eyes open. Like, yeah, I'm not hiding under a shell. Like, I'm getting out there. I'm involved in singles groups. I have great friends. And like, yeah, I'm not blind to like, godly guys that are around. But
Godly guys.
Godly guys! Oh my fuck! Not that godly guys don't exist. On your Tinder profile, like 9 feet 15 inches and hashtag godly guys.
I want you to have 3 dicks.
Yeah, 3 dicks, but still only 2 balls. Because any more balls than
that's
that is
weird.
super weird.
Isaiah 26, 3-4 says, you keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you because he trusts in you. Trust in the Lord forever, for the Lord God is an everlasting rock.
2 sips.
I love that verse from my...
By the way, I want to point out that Jacob and I didn't plan to match. We didn't coordinate this. But
I just was in the spirit of being single on Valentine's Day and listening to some godly insight from 2 godly girls.
Yes, we can be available. We can be out and about making friends, being involved in groups, but at the same time saying, God, would you help my heart to trust in you?
And I'd pee on their butts. In the most godly way possible.
on their butts or in their butts?
Ew, not in their butts.
I'm not blind. I value marriage. This is a beautiful thing, romance. But would you help me to trust your plan and your timing in this, to surrender it and then to rest that your plan is good for my life?
What they're describing, going out and like noticing, that's called being horny. They're just horny, but they're
Suppressing it all.
yeah, like my down there parts are really sparking up right now.
Girl, you just need to throw it back.
Flick that bean, girl.
That's a sin.
Question number 3, long distance relationship, sticking to boundaries when you are together.
Okay, I'm going to look for an answer in this response. I'm going to hear as hard as I can.
With your godly ears.
Yes.
So basically, this girl's choosing a long distance relationship, and then when they get together, it's so hard. You haven't seen him.
Yeah,
you
that's
just-
hard.
Well, I think the worst thing you can do is to just go, we'll figure it out when he gets here. No, you need to have a game plan.
It kind of hurts me that we're
$8.
giving them views, but like it's like a bad car accident. You just can't turn away,
I could. And if you wouldn't have asked me to do this video, I could have turned away and never known about these people.
Battle plan ready before he comes into town, because you need to be ready. You need to know, what are our boundaries? What are we going to do? What are we not going to do? And how can we set up accountability, get our hearts right in order to honor the Lord in that way?
Take 2 sips.
The physical is such a good thing within the right context, but how can we kind of navigate this road in a God-honoring biblical way? So
God on it.
Shit. Hooray! Our first shot. You 2 biblical bitches is going to get me straight wasted.
Look at that.
Look at that.
God honoring way.
I would encourage you to find a godly older woman who can be that person for you. When he comes in town, she's there to guide you, to pray with you, to keep you accountable during that season so that you can really be successful in maintaining purity.
Which one do you think is the cuter one?
Kristen's cute. I think she's cute.
I would want to kiss Kristen.
But Bethany, you're just like, no. Bethany's definitely the more annoying one.
Let me put it like this. I feel like it would be harder not to kiss Kristen.
Question number 4, what to do when I get a comment from someone like, you're still single? How do I respond and deal with that? And I think anyone who's single knows what that feels like.
Yes.
I remember what that was like. Like, oh, you're still single? And it's almost like,
Yes, I
what's
remember.
wrong with you is how you're feeling. They're asking
They're
it.
like shocked, like,
oh, still?
Yeah,
Still single? And you're just like, okay, look, yeah, I want to get married, but God hasn't brought the guy around yet, okay?
They're just like so obsessed with being single. Being single is a disease.
Yeah, it's fine.
You're like, oh, you're such a cute girl. Like,
Yes.
how are you still single? Sometimes they mean it like that. And I think for us, if you're in that season of singleness, you're
Season of singleness?
You don't have to have a term for everything. You're just single. It's not a whole fucking season. It's not like let's go, farm the crops because it's the season of... Fuck me.
Just remember that it's God's bigger plan ultimately.
Yeah.
It's not your plan. He's the one who writes love stories.
God has a plan, and someday you'll get pregnant. Just kidding, you're a boy.
He's the one who brings together, you know, the man and the woman for marriage. Like, it's his beautiful
Yes.
design, and you can trust him in that.
I've never had a Christian girl get me more drunk than I am right now. I get. That was my shoe. I promise. That I'll do it again.
Okay, believe
There
you.
you go.
I believe you.
How do you navigate being just friends with the guy when he is interested, but you are not?
It's called the friend zone. Bitches do that all the fucking time. You call him your brother. That's what you do. You say you're like a brother to me.
Or
That's
dude.
what you do.
Or dude.
These are not like mysteries of the fucking universe.
I'm pretty sure like 10-year-olds are asking these questions.
Now, we've both been in situations like that, and I think both of us would acknowledge that we could have done a lot more to deter his interest than we did, you know? And so I think that if you are in that situation, really take a look at your own heart, your own actions, and ask yourself, am I kind of leading him on or giving him attention because I kind of like the way that he's...
No fucking way are they blaming the woman for leading them on.
I like when we go somewhere and he, you know, decides to buy my coffee, whatever it is. You know, are you doing things that are giving him any sort of impression?
Did you flaunt your vagina at him? And if you did...
Did you show a little too much titty?
Yeah. Did you show him your tits?
Because you gotta be modest. By the way, they have this whole video about how to dress modestly.
What, in a giant pink fucking girl
They,
sweater?
they layer.
Is that the only way to do it?
They layer on shit. And they live in Texas too. We live in Austin. But could you imagine like how fucking hot these bitches are? They're gonna get heat stroke because of God.
Any idea,
Any false hope
that you are interested just because you kind of don't want to lose that. I mean,
We'll just communicate and be like
Yeah,
straight up
just
like,
be like,
hey,
hey.
I think you're cool. I love hanging out with you. But like, no.
Yeah, I don't want our genitals to meet.
That's it.
That's all that needs to be
That's
said.
it.
I just go home and furiously masturbate over someone on Pornhub who looks kind of like her.
Do guys do that?
What?
They masturbate to a girl that kind of looks like the
Oh
girl.
yeah.
They're like, really?
Oh yeah.
That's
yeah.
a thing?
Yeah, you can scroll through videos for hours until you're like, that kind of looks like the person that I'm hurting over. Yeah.
I've heard of guys like masturbating over girls like Facebook and like Instagram pictures and shit.
See, that's weirder to me. Weirder because nothing moves. I haven't masturbated to a picture since I was 13.
Well, maybe
not
she's just
Penthouse.
super special. I don't know.
That's fucking sad, dude. Get on Pornhub and do it like a real man. And then cry about it later like a real man.
no, when you're single and you like that attention, but if you are genuinely not interested and you do not see yourself being interested in any time in the long future, then I would encourage you to really think of him and really try to, you know, honor him in that way by not giving him false hope.
Honor him. Like, why? Why are you using that verb, honor him?
Really set up some boundaries for yourself. You don't have to tell him that unless he's asked specifically, if he's asked you to your face, like, I like you, and you're like, oh, I don't know. You know, tell him, like, no, I am sorry, I'm not interested. Be clear and kind, but then also let your actions follow that.
How should you stay focused on God and not the guy that you like?
Yeah.
You really like this guy, you see him around.
He's like
and
the hottest tamale ever.
The hottest tamale.
I fucking hate these girls. I fucking hate these girls so much.
all your thoughts are just like consume, and you're wondering, how can I actually focus on God? This is so hard.
It's just like so hard to focus on what they're actually saying.
Yeah.
All I'm thinking about is how boring of sex they have.
I'm pretty sure they got married and they smooched and then he like whipped out his dick and they were just like, what is that?
Is that a snake?
What?
Something really key to remember in this is instead of just praying like, God, take him away from my memory, it's like, okay, God, he's there.
Caterpillar eyebrows just talks way too fast.
He's in my life. Now, would you help me to control my thoughts? Because here's the thing we don't often remember is that our thoughts directly fuel our emotions. So the way we feel, the way our, you know, like our emotions are like this, it's fueled by what we're thinking about. And so if you're dwelling on this guy constantly, you're letting your thoughts run wild, it is going to be so hard to focus on God. But get this. God, through his strength and power, has given us the ability to actually take our thoughts captive.
I feel like they think women are so weak.
We are back to like 1893 right now.
Which means we're redirecting. We're thinking about that guy, we start dwelling on him, we're like, this isn't going to be helpful, this isn't going to help me focus on God. You stop and you say, okay, and you start thinking about something else. You start praying, you start, you know, whatever. Like there's so many things you can just do to redirect your thoughts, and you take your emotions and you help steer them in a different direction.
I don't think we can handle any more.
I don't even know if I learned I definitely didn't learn anything. I feel like these two are bringing it to like a level that's unnecessary.
It's
like,
creepy. It's borderline. It's culty.
I feel like we've dogged on these bitches a lot.
It's probably been overdone. Like we've bullied them a little bit.
Right.
And
but do you think that there's a scenario where it
possibly
really does just is like fulfilling?
They're dedicating all of this to God.
Right.
I hope so.
Right. But in the end, what I do want to say is to each his own.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching.
I'm so sorry we did this to you.
If you stuck around this long, thank you so much. This is Jacob. I will link all his social media below, his Instagram, his YouTube.
I'll never do this. If they can capitalize on it, I could.
No, stop. You do not have boobs and a vagina. Stop.
I could get them. I could do it.
Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.